an amphotic shield. Like, it's going to be very hard to push through a amphotic shield.
Oh, here comes the Mirana ulti. Donkey Kong kind of has to circle around. If he circles around outside of tower range, comes in and ultis, he's gonna just wait, let it sit out. The glyph gets popped. Now, whoa, amphotic shield is on cooldown, and now oh god, Windrange is so close. Ulti gets popped out. Donkey does nothing. Oh, not a lot anyway. Down goes the Drow Ranger though. That's a big drop. Now the Nyx Assassin, the two down. Team Moops in a really good spot right now to take this high ground if they really want to.
I would be Raxing right now.
Yeah.
I would go for this Rax with everything I got. Drow did actually go for BKB. Well, both wrong. She went for the smarter option, which is the BKB. Tried to get it delivered during that fight. Unfortunately, didn't have any item slots left.
Ouch! So she copped that that ulti from the Shadow Fiend right to the face, but he is now being turned to a pig. Donkey Kong having to back off from the Abaddon, and now, oh dear, better to go down, and that's all that they've actually copped into.
Right here. Yeah.
Oh dear. Ouch!
And Shadow Fiend is just so forgiving.
So much
Weaver
rack
was
damage.
actually pushing top quite nicely. Casually trying to kill that Beastmaster off too.
Shadow Fiend did have to TP in, but he's still got Aegis. Shadow Fiend didn't even drop Aegis in that fight.
That's right, and the worst bit about Visage, the minions don't come with you when you walk away. I'm quite responsible with my TPs, and it makes me very sad when I have to fight without my birdies, because they're on the other side of the map. And I'm very sad when they go.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons that Visage is so favoured in terms of his teamfight potential, and Visage is sitting there in Viz. An easy time. Shadow Fiend pushing out that lane that Weaver so heavily pushed while they were team fighting there in mid. They did get the melee barracks, so mid is going to push all by itself, and they're going to be applying some pressure into that middle lane for Markyi. So Markyi, as you see by these little gold bars up the top by that clock, you see the Markyi took out first match in this best of 3 matchup between Team Moops and Markyi. And Team Moops right now, with that teamfight win and that push, finding themselves in a nice, not incredibly comfortable, but a nice little advantage in their position right now. They're sitting over 4k, more like 5k XP in the lead, and checking out the gold graph, about 7k 7k gold in the lead too. So a nice little margin has been extended by Team Moops after that last fight. So
absolutely. I do wonder though whether it's all going to change again when Cheese actually rocks up to the game, because last game we were winning quite successfully as well, and about this time the team kind of must have turned around and gone, you know what, Cheese, we need you, come on in, show us what you got.
Yeah.
And he is sitting there, he's their Desolator, so
there's a lot of damage that can be dealt here. Now they're going right in.
Yep, there you go, he is TPing in.
Coming out, BKB explodes the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger buys back immediately, and now Shadow Fiend just right-clicking. BKB Drow not doing enough. She actually needs to back off a little bit. Now he gets turned into a pig, but he's still got the Aegis. Aegis is going to pop. Now Venomancer just sitting there, silenced by the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger has aphotic shield, gets a little bit of a heal from the Abaddon, but that's another tower down and dusted. And Mirana just sitting there, right-clicking. Easy damage. And this melee barracks probably could fall here. Ulti gets popped by the Mirana just to keep them out. Cheese trying to deal damage, trying to right click. Mirana going to take him out. Oh my god, the Desolator holder is now dropped. He's actually brought back immediately, and he's going to come back in for a second round, trying to take out this Mirana if he can, but this is a ranged Rax that's about to go down after that melee, and that is a huge advantage to Team Moops. All the while that middle Rax actually was taken down too, so that's 2 out of 3 Rax down at the 37 or 38 minute mark. Team Moops, massive advantage from that team fight too.
Absolutely. And that's right, we saw that Drow once again proved to be the glass cannon that Drow is. They don't really have anyone that that demands to be focused. I think that's one of their problems. Is there's nobody like, you know, for example, your Ursas or your Svens that demand attention. You can ignore people like Abaddon during the fight. You know, it's not particularly enjoyable to have an Abaddon hit you, but you can ignore him while you focus down the glass cannons. And I think that's one thing they don't have this game, is that you have to hit me characters.
Yeah, like Drow is kind of a focus, but so is Weaver, and even Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger's dealing a hell of a lot of damage, and she's got some great items on her side. The Hex Stick alone is a big boon to her team.
That's right. But once the Wind runs are and the BKBs are down, all three of those are very, very vulnerable. And
it is a very squishy team.
It is a very glassy team. I would just be happier to see a support Sven. It's very hard not to hit a Sven that's roaring at you and, you know, all red and angry.
That's true. But he, you know, I can see what Markyi will to do and achieve with their ranged extra damage strat that they were going for. But
That's right.
It just does seem that while they have the damage output, they don't have the sustain.
That's right. Maybe a Dazzle. I don't know what they could have done so far, but
Shadowfiend's been picked up. He hasn't got the edges to back him up now. Mirana ulti gets popped. This does the roar, and now Shadowfiend is going to have to BKB and actually turn tail and run. This, I feel.
He does have Butterfly. I think that's making a huge impact for him. Getting a few key misses there. Drow's going to get by the arrow, and she will go down. Oh.
Yeah, down goes Drow, and now Wind Ranger doesn't have that added bonus damage, and Shadowfiend's actually up a Demon Edge. I don't know what he's going to be finishing that off with. Maybe a Daedalus or an MKB.
Yeah, I reckon a Daedalus. I would be definitely keen to see a Daedalus come down. I don't think they're going to get MKB just because there's no butterfly. But then again, they could do it to just block the option.
Yeah, I feel like, as you're saying, a Daedalus is probably the better option at this point, but I wouldn't rule out an MKB.
That's right, and when you're dealing with someone like Drow who is actually distributing all that agility around as damage, it might not be such a bad idea. I mean, blocking is an option. You know, you're not generally keen to spend so much money on a butterfly when you know that one person already has it counted.
Yeah, and then their main damage dealer as well.
That's right.
So only one rack standing for Markyi right now, and being the winners of their last match, they could be facing a third game with that really advantageous last team fight that went to Team Moops, or the last couple really. And the graph just keeps steadily increasing in terms of Team Moops' favor, both the gold and the XP. And checking out the net worth, I mean, you've got Shadowfiend on 25.3k.
Happy.
So happy. And Mirana, you know, she's a bit behind the Shadowfiend, 7k behind to be exact, but she's still leading anyone else on the side of Markyi.
That's right, there we go. There's your Mask of Madness on the Drow. She's gone all in.
Yeah. Massive glass cannon. She's just like, look, if I can't focus these guys down, that is it. That is done.
That's right, and I don't actually disagree with that now. I disagree that when there was the potential for them having to tank out team fights, now it literally becomes who can kill each other first, and they've got better items, so perhaps she needs that little bit of a cheap boost, even at the cost of survivability.
Yeah, it does make her a bit of a target once she pops once that red becomes visible on her hands. They're just going to be like, look, we need to take her down now, otherwise she's going to just smash our faces. Jamie,
that's
a bit of trouble in that. Slow. And Mirage.
That's really rough.
Yeah, that's their third. Nice, easy. We had a DC from the Drow Ranger. Hopefully we'll be able to get that up and running in just a second. Speaking of the Nick Assassin, I actually haven't seen him do a lot at the moment in terms of being effective teams, getting that Spike Carapace, dealing a fair amount of damage if he spikes just before, because he's got plenty of warning before the the Shadow Fiend ult. And
Yeah, I think Shadowfiend's making sure his B can beat, so it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, I haven't seen Nix do a whole heap. I think
He
he
was
just now
scouting
got the
out.
chance. Yeah, he should be scouting out. They are warding for Weaver though, so perhaps they're making sure they're placing wards, and therefore Weaver's gone. No, don't even try it. You're just gonna get taken out.
That's true. That's true. Having two Invis heroes and bugs on the same team is a little bit inconvenient for the Nyx assassin. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Make
can
those
see.
wards so much cheaper per cost per use ratio. The wards are so much cheaper.
now after taking Rush, nice and easy, and that's a cheese rush this time. And check out who actually got the cheese. I would assume the Mirana. Yep, Mirana's got cheese. She's got MKB up. She's got Manta up. She's got Mjolnir.
There's two MKBs. They've just blocked off Butterfly as an option effectively. To buy Butterfly now will probably be a poor choice, and yet it's going to improve her team so much.
Ouch.
I think that's a really great play. Very expensive, but hey, they've got the money to do it.
Yeah, and that means that even from a safer distance down on this low ground, they can still siege this top tower and just make sure that they actually secure that one single last tower in racks.
That's a great point, actually. I think people very seriously underestimate that true strike. Being able to comfortably sit on the low ground and take a racks without having to step up on that hill and put yourself up as a target is actually really cool.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why you tend to see Clinkz getting it, is just so he can siege towers so effectively.
Yeah. I do like the Mjolnir pickup for Mirana. It's very anti-glass cannon. You get caught by the zaps when you're not ready, and it hurts.
Leap in from Mirana, probably going to take out the Weaver. Oh, he gets the time lapse in, but it's immediately yelled, and now he is going to drop. The Venom ulti a little bit unnecessary, I feel. Weaver's going to bite back immediately, and now, Drow in a lot of trouble. Markyi's just trying to get out from this rack damage. Ulti coming out from Shadow Fiend, and now, whoa, Shadow Fiend actually drops, and now the Aegis gets popped, and oh dear, Markyi still kind of sitting there, hasn't dropped
right.
yet.
They need to stop them taking this racks, or it's done.
I don't think they can.
No.
Honestly,
one thing I would like to see the Nyx do is jump in front of a Mirana area and spike.
BKB's popped as well as the Mask of Madness, but that is just too much damage, even just from the Visage Familiars. Weaver, time lapse is back, but he's going to be dealing a lot of damage, trying to kite around, trying to take out just one hero, the Beastmaster. Please, Delete 12 says, no, not today, sir. GG gets called, and that is a 1-for-1.
That's right.
One match each. Markyi.
Ironically, yeah, Precision Aura, he would have gotten the kill.
Oh dear.
They were relying on that Drow Aura.
Yeah, a little bit too much reliance coming from Markyi. So one game apiece to these guys. Team Moops taking out the second match, and that means that this is going to a third. So my name is Boakley, and joining me has been the wonderful Effervescent Silk on camera work. You guys can catch us if you're watching on the Defense of the Australians Twitch channel. We got a Twitch channel of our own as well. Feel free to check that out. Click that little follow button. If you're watching on Dota TV, thank you, and thanks for purchasing a ticket to Defense of the Australians, and you can also check the Twitch stream during the break for some music as well. So without any further ado, Game 3, the decider of this matchup between Team Moops and Markyi. Stack for Defense of the Australians. Playoffs is going to be up in just a second. Stick with us, guys.